Aldenaki here with another Halo 3 Mythic SLASO campaign mission walkthrough. We're solo legendary all skulls on and run in the single segment with no deaths, no saves and quits. Here we are setting it up. You can see I had all 13 skulls set and getting ready to go here. And this, I think, is the hardest mission on Halo 3, regardless of level of difficulty. I mean, it's got thrills and spills and surprises, and I had to adjust tactics on the fly in a couple of places, which I'll try to point out. But here we are starting it up.
Priority 1. Secure a landing zone for the commander's frigate. Keep your eyes and ears open. We need all the intel we can get. Wherever the hell we are. Stand to, Marines. Hoorah! Go, go, go!
Alright, so we're going to start off in our first, actually 3 encounters by rushing through them as best we can. The first one, you can sit, I have actually sat there and slugged it out with all 13 skulls on, but it's a real pain in the butt, and it's also hard to do it the way I'm about to do it. But first off, we're going to go here and we're going to melee a grunt, grab his plasma pistol, make sure that we don't bump into the other grunt or grunts there, because they'll wake up and that's not very good. Okay, then jump here, the target presents itself, take it, and then just haul it. Sometimes I jump over the crate, sometimes I run to the side and back. It's all really feeling it. Notice what I did there. I took out the first jackal marksman and just started hitting the second one in the legs to knock him back so I could melee him and get my shields back. There we go. Take that guy out there, jackal marksman. Sometimes there's one grunt, sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's none up there on the platform. Take him out if he's there. Alright, 2 more marksmen to take out. You got to kind of hit him in the top of the head. You don't hit them in the lamps, if you will. Alright, they're down. And we're off to the races again. And hopefully we won't see any brutes out here. Now, the only upside to failure here is that you're only about a minute and a half into the mission, so a restart is not that big a deal. Believe me, I restarted this actual run. I'd restarted several times. Or today, I should say. This is actually a clean run. I didn't do a restart. I reset everything. Okay. Grunt and a brute captain. Alright. I was trying to find a grunt to hit and get my shields back. They've gone down a little bit, but that's okay. The main key here is to get through. I'll look back to see if anybody's chased me. Nope. Because what will happen there as we fight it out with the grunts and that brute, all the baddies from down below start walking up the path after us. So we got to do that pretty quick. Alright, here we go. The next area, the down pelican. Alright, first off we're going to try to EMP this brute, the captain. And then take him out with a headshot. I'm being very careful about that because the grunt and the brute shot brute down there that we just saw, if you leave yourself in an open area, they will take you out either a grenade or a brute shot. So you got to be real careful there. Alright, so now it's just cleaning up the grunts. The brute will retreat after a little bit. Not too worried about ammo at this point. I wanted to clean up those grunts because there was another battle rifle that... Oh, look out! That surprised me. I wasn't expecting that. Here's surprise number 1. Alright, so I got some ammo. And there is the brute. Oh, there's another grunt down here. Dadgummit. Usually they all go up there by where the brute is. That's why I thought I'd cleaned them out. Alright, where is that brute? Oh, that's not good. I think they took him out. That's not good. I wanted to melee him, or drop his shield, drop his armor, melee him, and then take him out, or melee him and take him out that way and get my shields back. So I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful here. Whoa! Here comes the next set in. There's going to be two prowlers, brute prowlers, along with about a half a dozen brutes we got to deal with. Actually, there's 3 prowlers total, I think. No, 2 prowlers. All right, now what I'm doing here, I'm setting up here. I think I just took my buddy out. What'll happen is brutes like elites like to get behind big guns. See if I can take that guy out. There we go. So with that prowler sitting there, the brutes will ultimately go back to that gun. And if I can take one out that's not on the gun, that's fine too. But this is a really good setup here. This is actually probably about the safest way to do it. Do this area with these guys. I've tried to take them out up close. That didn't work. I've tried to take them out from across, you know, all the way across the map. That didn't work. As you can see, I can EMP him from here. And if I could shoot, I'd take him out with one shot. Alright. Oh, there's one more. Okay. Once they're all down, this next prowler will appear with 2 more brutes. One driving, one shooting. There we go. That should do it. So now I'm looking for the prowler. Again, I'm being a little more careful than usual because my shields are down, I think, anyway. And I'm not so worried about the next area that we got coming up. It's more along the lines of surviving any hits from the brute prowler. And where are they? Oh, there they are. And this one actually took a little bit longer. A little bit longer than other runs. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to EMP the... Oh, there we go. That's what I meant by taking fire. I'm trying to EMP the prowler. And you would think as many times as I try to do this mission. Alright, well, there we go. Can't get the prowler, get the brute. What would be really nice is if that guy flipped that thing over and started driving around. If he did that, then I could easily EMP the prowler with him driving and then knock him off. That would get my shields back as well. But he is not cooperating. There he goes. Okay, let's see if I can get him.
Let the elites handle the cruisers.
Just I don't get stuck, knucklehead. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to shoot at him and get him his attention to me. Oh boy. Okay, well, obviously I survived this since I'm now recording it, or actually doing my little voiceover. But I was really trying just to get his attention so that he would run at me and then I could melee him. There is a technique and trick to doing that. We're not going to see it now until almost the very end of the mission, I believe. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Trying to think here. Now, I wasn't actually trying to think at this point in the mission. I was actually taking a bit of a break. Yeah, I may have had a phone call or something going on here, so I just had to get up. I didn't want to go to the pause screen. I don't like doing that. So we're just hanging out here for a moment, see what's going on. At some point here we'll start back up. But this actually is a pretty good spot to take a break if you have to, because we have to take some positive action here to get going. Alright, now I had grabbed a full plasma pistol. There's actually 3 of them up close to the entrance there. I'm grabbing a rocket launcher and juggling the battle rifle out a little bit. And what I'm going to do here is, this is something that I came up with to help me with the upcoming battle. If this guy ever gets on, I guess he wants to get on the right side for some reason. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the Prowler and park it up here a little ways, and hopefully the guys won't wise up and jump in the driver's seat and take off. Because these guys, when I start my next encounter, these guys in a Prowler would be a hindrance. They'd actually get in the way, and I want them a little bit later in the encounter when I actually need their help. And we'll see that displayed there fairly nicely. Alright, so first up, my rocket launcher has got 3 rockets. Notice that they had 1 rocket in it and a crate of 2, or 2 rockets and a crate of 1 down there at the Pelican. So we're going to take out that Ghost and these 2 they're not Prowlers. Jeez, I forgot what they were. Choppers. Sorry about that. Brute choppers. Alright. Now, a quick look back to see if my guys are there. I'm going to flip over to my plasma pistol, and I'm going to try to entice a brute on a Prowler over to me. Get him mad by popping him a little bit with my plasma pistol. And EMP him. And haul it as soon as I can. EMP him again. Oops, I missed. I'm in trouble. Alright, EMP him again. Notice that I knocked his shields off. Jump on, knock him off. Shields, my shields are back, if they were down at all. Notice how I got away from him real quick, because he could jump back on the thing as well. And then from distance I take him out. Alright, so now we got, actually I think a total of 3 brutes and about, maybe a half a dozen or so grunts up there, maybe a little bit less. So I'm just going to take out as much as I can here from distance. And of course he popped a bubble. So this is going to take a little longer. Of course they don't stay in the bubble until it goes away. They just jump out, and that's fine with me. Here's the second one. Now notice what I did there. As soon as I saw that Ghost, I'm hauling it back to where I came from. A little boost on the chopper will get me up and over the ledge. Alright, quick look back to see if the Ghost followed me. It didn't. That's a good thing. Sometimes it will follow. So you have to hide. Alright, now we're going to bring the Prowler out.
Hang on to something.
Now he is actually in the driver's seat, but yeah, I guess he didn't know how to he didn't know how to go in reverse, I should say. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring the Prowler out a ways, jump out, and the guy that's on the left passenger seat will jump back into the driver's seat. I'm hoping anyway. Alright, notice that I grabbed my battle rifle back and took swapped it out with my plasma pistol. Very important to do it that way and not the rocket launcher, because the rocket launcher is empty and you will not be able to pick it up again, and it will play a part, come out here shortly. Alright, if I could only drive. Alright, so the idea of getting these guys out to this point here is good. He did drop into the driver's seat. Is they will follow me or go in advance of me when they're out in the middle like that. If they're back at the ledge, they won't. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're letting my guys deal with the Ghost as much as possible. Now they're going to take off up here and work on these guys. And I actually, in this particular run, I got a little bit more help than I was expecting from my Marines and the Prowler. Now the reason I didn't want the Prowler down early is that sometimes they get taken out quickly, and if there's more than one brute left, both brutes will jump into the Prowler and come after me, and that's a bad thing. So that's why I sequenced these tactics the way I did. And notice again, I'm trying to take these guys out from a distance. Grunts are really nasty with plasma grenades, so you got to be really careful. And it looks like my guys are doing a really good job here of cleaning up the area. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that all the bad guys are down up there, all the cubbies. So I'm going to jump out here, grab some more battle rifle ammo, because there's a battle rifle there with a dead soldier. And a little bit careful here, but usually the fact that my guys are just kind of hanging loose means that everybody is down and out up here. Okay, so I got more rockets from the crates. I think there's 2 in each crate. So I got a total of 4 rockets and some more battle rifle ammo. Alright, next up we got 3 grunts and 2 fixed turrets up here. And I'm just using what I have. No, darn, I don't want to do that. I'm using what I have at hand. I grab the sniper rifle. I flip the hog over. Notice my guys are just hanging loose. They will do that. Drive the hog right here and use it, if I can jump, use it to jump up on this little ledge. Now I think you can do it without the hog, but it's really easy with it. Alright, so let's take out the grunts. There's grunt number 1. And I was hoping to see grunt number 2 wind up on the turret. Oh, there we go. Grunt number 3 got there. So thank you much, grunt number 3. And there's grunt number 2. Missed him. Knucklehead. That was stupid. I only have so much ammo. You know, and I forgot that I didn't have my battle rifle, but that's okay. I was hoping for 4 rockets for the next encounter coming up, but I actually was able to do it with, actually I only used 2, I think. Alright, so the sniper rifle has done its deed. Alright, right up here we have a regeneration pod. Let's grab that. I think my shield's in pretty good shape here. And there's my guys in the Prowler. Now, as it turns out, believe it or not, these guys actually helped me out a great deal in the next encounter. But coming up, first of all, we're going to have 2 ghosts. And I do not want to slug it out with them, because they will take me out in a hurry. So I'll do it at a distance. That's why I got the rocket launcher, because there's a couple more ghosts to deal with, or at least one to deal with up here a little bit later on, and I was going to try to use rocket launchers for that. Alright, there goes the second one. But first, we have a brute with an FRG fuel rod gun we're going to need to take out. I'm looking around to see what else is out there. Alright, so I swapped out my rocket launcher for a plasma pistol. The grunts aren't very accommodating by dropping those. I'm looking at a quick look up here to see if 1 or 2 of the ghosts were going to make an early appearance. They're not. Sometimes they do. So the order of what I'm about to do may change. And it looks like my guys are going to help me out a little bit here. Hopefully they will stay back a bit until I take out the chieftain. I mean, or actually he's a brute captain. There's 2 chieftains in this mission, but they're up at the end. Alright, ease. I'm crouching now, easing up over the edge to see where he's at. There he is. Alright, switch back to my battle rifle. Take him out. I think I took him out. And get the heck out of Dodge. Now I've been able in the past runs to take out those two ghosts without the help of my prowler. But I'm awful glad these guys were here today. It's going to actually take a little bit longer to clear this area because I'm waiting for them to do their dirty deed. There they go. So what I'm going to do here is kind of bring my chopper out just a little bit. Fire a few rounds to get the potentially get the ghost moving. And then I believe I got the right. Yeah, here they come. Now with my prowler up there, they're now engaged. Ooh, man, that guy was all the way down there with me. Glad I got up on the rock. All right, this is what I mean. That they're going to take a little bit of time here, a little longer than usual, to clear this area because I'm going to sit here and wait for this fight as much as I can. And as it turns out, what happened in this is that one ghost was taken out before the prowler guys got toasted. So I'm just kind of sitting here waiting. Now, what I've seen in the past is the prowlers will go where that guy is going. The prowlers will go back and park themselves right where that guy is off in the distance, and I've been able to take him out with rockets from here. But there's no reason to do that yet. They're moving around a lot, so that's causing me some heartburn. There's no way I'm going to waste any rockets with them in motion. I'm not that good a shot. So I'm just going to sit here and let my guys do their thing. It's amazing how many shots they put on the ghost and it's still, either one, they're still hanging around. Yeah, at some point my guys are just going to just take gas. And I believe this guy on the right here. No, he's still kicking. Oh, they're coming back. Don't come back. Go back out there and fight. Here are they. Okay. Here come the ghosts. Like I said, if these guys weren't around, the ghosts would probably park themselves up where he's at now, or over by where the brute captain was. All right. I think my guys have. Oh, they got one of them down. I can see a ghost there, but I think my guys have lost their 9th life, so I'm going to have to deal with the other one. And at this point, I didn't even notice that ghost, to be honest with you. Now the other one's way back in the back. You see him way back there. Irritated me that he must have seen me because he moved just in time. Now he's backing up again. See if he'll stay put. Alright, he's coming back over to this side. Alright, that's the prowler. I'm not sure where he's at. I was getting a little nervous here. So I figured, well, maybe if I take out a grunt. I have to take him out anyway. There he is. Okay, he came back. So let's fire another rocket at him. I think I got him. That was the sound of a grunt squealing in his death throes. Alright. So at this point in the actual run, I did not know that the ghost was down. That first ghost was down, so now I realize it. Or I'm pretty sure. I actually saw it that time when I looked. I saw the ghost. So what we have left are anywhere between 1 and 4 shielded jackals. And although I really don't need to at this point, I'm going to use a tactic that will get shields back if they were really necessary. All right, this guy's got better. Has got better juice in it. Okay, so battle rifle, plasma pistol, chopper, and off we go. All right, now I'm going to peek up over here to see how many jackals do I have. I just kind of fired off in the distance to see if there's any of them moving. It looks like there's just one in this run. So like I said, sometimes there's up to 4. So my guys in the Prowler did a pretty good job. So what I'm going to do here is grab a fresher plasma pistol. I'm looking around to see if there's anybody there that's going to surprise me. Looking around, where is the jackal's actually behind that crate. Darn it, and I actually picked up an FRG and not a plasma pistol. So I guess you got to make sure what you pick up. With the blind skull on, we can't see the weapons. Alright, so that you EMP the jackal, his shields drop, he turns around and tries to escape, and you just run up behind him and smack him. And that's how you get your shields back. And you just make sure that there's just one jackal left. Okay. Not sure what I'm looking for here. I think it might have been. Oh, I know what I was doing here. When we come back out after the next encounter, when we take the anti-aircraft race down, there will be a phantom dropping, a sniper tower, and some grunts, and maybe a brute or two. And what I don't want to see happen is them surviving my onslaught with a tank and jumping in a ghost and drilling us by surprise. That's why I'm getting those ghosts out of there, because usually they're either destroyed or they're kind of out of the way anyway. Alright, here we go to the next encounter. Alright, so we got the 2 anti-aircraft wraiths way off in the distance, but first we're going to have to deal with this wraith, a shade turret right in front of him, a sniper tower on the left, a couple of ghosts, and there's a sniper tower way off in the distance. And in that little rocky area, past the wraith and to the left, there's probably about, I'm not really sure, probably about a half a dozen brutes, maybe 3 brute miners and 3 brute captains, and a couple of grunts, one of which is got an FRG. And we want to make sure that we get that FRG grunt. And we'll see that happening here pretty soon. But first of all, we can just sit here and just pepper this wraith. Notice that he's firing, but the angle of his plasma fire is going right into the top of the cave area and is not even coming close to me. So you can sit here with impunity and drilling, like so. Alright, so he's down. There's sometimes the 2 ghosts will appear down below to the right. Sometimes one will be down below to the left and the other one will be back. That's what happened in this run. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm taking out the shade turret, and I believe there is a brute there. And we want to make sure is toast. And to the left is a little fixed turret. There's a grunt or 2 there. We want to make sure those guys are toast. Now I'm going after that turret way off in the distance. Not the turret, I'm sorry, the sniper tower. I'll push that back as far as I can. Alright, and I'm going to try to position myself to take out I was trying to push that down tower as far as I could. Alright, one of the ghosts is down below, and I really don't want to deal with these guys up close because they are deadly accurate with their fire, and it doesn't take much to take you out. Alright, so I have never mastered the chopper. This is just such a pain for me. There we go. Whoops. Trying to get him lined up and in a position where I can retreat if necessary. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, here goes the sniper tower. There is a turret in that tower manned by a grunt, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure he is taken out by watching the top of the tower explode. I think I see a grunt down there on the right that's still kicking. And I also saw one of the two ghosts kind of flitting over there by the tower area. So this is a little boring, but it is well worth the effort. Alright, so what I'm doing here is it looks like this ghost does not want to advance. There's that ghost just hanging around there. I'll take him out. I'm trying to get that ghost in the back to come after me because I can retreat and use the cave area as cover. But he's not going to do it. Alright, it looks like I took out the grunt and the other ghost, and now I'm going to have to take this guy out from distance. I really don't want to go up there because we've got to worry about that grunt with an FRG. Now I believe I got the grunt. And now what I'm doing is I'm firing at the ghost to get it as far back as I can and hopefully over the edge of the cliff that's out there. And the reason I'm doing that is because on occasion, if it was just hanging around out there and still viable, a brute from that little rocky area would do this massive jump in the ghost and come after me, and usually I'm not paying attention and I get drilled. And so that's why I took the effort to get that thing out of there. Alright, now here I'm pushing the top of the tower that I knocked down out of ways. Maybe it'll explode. There it goes. Okay. And I'm making sure that that ghost is nowhere to be found. Alright, I can see the second ghost down, and the grunt pilot no longer a threat. So now I'm going to come over here. Now notice that even with all the fire that I put on that turret from back there, that grunt is still kicking. But not anymore. Alright. So behind those crates up there are the brutes, and there's probably two more grunts besides the FRG grunt manning turrets. Where is that FRG? Where is he? Where is he? Oh, he blew away the crates for me. Notice I'm using that rock there for oh crap. I hate it when they drop a bubble. I'm using that rock there as cover. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we're going to wait until the bubble goes down or the grunt makes an appearance, and we're going to shoot him. Either or. Okay, so that threat is out of the way, and that definitely is a threat, that grunt with the FRG. So I'm going to play with the brutes a little bit here. Alright, looks like I knocked the armor off of one of them. Probably one of the brute miners. Now from back here, I can actually put cannon fire on the anti-air race. But I figured I might as well see if I could take out a brute or two before I start doing that. I know that there's one out there with no armor, so he is prone to charge at some point. Alright, so I'm going to go over here and start working on the anti-air. Because it looks like I was having a real issue. Again, this is my inability to pilot a chopper. It just drives me nuts, trying to position myself. So I actually moved up a little bit. Or I will. Because the Wraith is getting in the way of my left cannon. I don't want to move up too far because that brings the brutes into play, and one of them has a brute shot. So I want to make sure that those guys are dodging me, and I'm kind of keeping one eye out for them while I put fire on the anti-air guns here. And notice that they're not doing anything. So I'm far enough back where they're not gonna make a move on me, which is a good thing. Now, if my shields were down and I didn't have that regen pad or pod, then my tactics here would change. Potentially, I would want to take out one anti-air wraith, take out all the bad guys in that little rocky area, and then sneak up on the second anti-air wraith, EMP it, jump up on the back, plant a grenade, or actually melee it to get my shields back, plant a grenade, and jump off. That would get my shields back. These guys up here to my left and forward, these brutes, are too dangerous to try a melee approach with. Alright, so there's one of them down. Alright, so I got them not advancing, which is a good thing. So I have my shields. I'm pretty sure I've got full shields, or like 99% shields, whatever. So I'm not worried about plan B, which would be the melee plant a grenade option. So as long as the brutes don't make a move on me, I'm fine. And it looks like they're not going to do that. I think if I got any closer they would. But I am in a position here, as you can see, where I'm just drilling that anti-air wraith. And at some point it will blow up like the first one did. Alright, any moment now. There he goes. Okay. Now I can play around with the brutes a bit. At some point, Sergeant Carter is going to come on the line and tell me to hang loose because the ship's coming down or whatever. But first I'm going to take out the grunt on, and I'm not really sure what triggers that, whether you have to have so many enemies down up here. Obviously both anti-air race, but I don't know for the guys that are still kicking up in here how many of them I have to take out. I really don't know. Right now I'm just kind of playing a little bit. The brute miners are not too tough to take out. I just dropped one. Their armor is a little bit weaker than the captain's. So right now I'm just, I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's just going to take a little bit of time. So why not sit back here and play around with them? Now obviously if I took all of them out, then I would immediately get the spawn of the ship. So what I'm doing is I'm actually coming up here and waiting maybe 30 seconds or so to see if it will drop. And as it turns out, it doesn't. I have to go back down and play around a little bit more, and then it drops. So we're just going to sit here for a little bit. As it turns out, this really didn't work. Or I should say, it took longer than what I was willing to wait up here for. So we just kind of sit and wait, sit and wait, sit and wait. Play around with the guns. Alright, coming on back down. Now maybe it's possible that what triggers this is me advancing up to a certain point. Or taking out so many of these guys. I just for grins took one of them out, and it looks like the others are hiding.
Bring her down.
Okay, there we go. There's the queue, and I'm going to run over here real quick, get a fresh plasma pistol because that is not a bad habit to have, and just kind of back up for two reasons. One, we want to see the ship come in. Here it comes, which is pretty cool. And two, it's blowing some compressed air just on it coming down, or generates wind, if you will, and so debris goes flying, and we don't want to get caught in debris. Now, any of the cubbies that were still kicking here in this rocky area are now toast. So we don't have to worry about it. And I parked the chopper here because one of my Marines will grab it, and having Marines around is, actually is not a bad idea in this part of the firefight.
Can't fly over the wall. We'll go right through it. Chief, take one of the tanks. Lead the way.
Now what I found interesting here is that,
happy to pry them open.
especially in this particular firefight, I got 3 tanks.
All right then.
And I don't know if it changes if I grab the lead tank or the middle tank or whatever. But I generally go to the back here.
Tank's a tank, light bulb.
And for some reason, nobody wants to drive that second tank, at least initially.
Yeah. Hey, I call shotgun.
Okay, and we're off. And we're going to have about, maybe 4 ghosts, maybe 4 or 5 ghosts, a prowler you can see off there in the distance. I just took out 2 ghosts. Alright, that takes care of those guys. So it looks like 4 ghosts. There's the 2 that I took out coming up, and the 2 over there on the right. Okay, so the ghosts are toast. Alright, you can see that one tank in the back there that's not moving. I have no idea why that is. Next up are 2 hunters. And after I take them out, I'm going to go back and grab the other tank. I want to make sure that all 3 tanks are in operation and moving. That's the reason I'm doing that. I have been caught in the Scarab encounter coming up here maybe in 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. I've been caught in that encounter with only 2 tanks, and that wasn't very good for my health. Alright, so it looks like, notice that the route that I took there, so I could back up behind that rock in case the hunters fired at me. Alright, that tells me that the hunters are down. Alright, so now we're going to go back and grab that that tank that doesn't have a driver. This is just a little bit of an irritation point. It adds to the time of the mission. The upside is that I get a break from the next encounter. I catch my breath. Why the 3rd tank is just sitting there is beyond me. Okay. Off we go. Okay, now that I got the 2nd tank and moving up, next up will be a Phantom. I'm looking back here. Oh, jeez. I will check again to make sure that the 2 tanks are behind me. I got a Phantom and a sniper tower that's got a bunch of coveys on it. We can easily take this Phantom out, just keep hitting it. It just kind of sits there, like so. And actually took out the tower for me. Now, there are coveys that survive that.
Oh, man! I can do this all day!
So, tank beats everything doesn't signal that I've gotten all the bad guys, all the coveys. In fact, there was one, I think a brute over there that was running in place underneath the wreckage. And the reason I'm doing this is that I don't want to just go cruising by and get nailed with a plasma grenade by a grunt. Even though I'm in the tank, if it sticks to the tank, I die. It's that simple. Okay, got that turret out of the way. Alright, looking back, I can see my tank buddies are with me. So everybody decided to join the fight. Now coming up, we're going to have... Well, that's just wreckage. That was the two ghosts that I moved up before. Get those out of the way. And then the other 2 down there are the ones that I took out early on. But we're going to have 6 ghosts and a wraith to deal with. Alright, one of them's down. This is where it helps to have some marine help. You know, maybe a chopper or a hog, something like that, dealing with the race. It gets them the coveys paying attention to them and not me. Okay, that's 2 down. There's the wraith. Yeah, it's kind of hard, kind of shooting between these pillars, trying to take him on. I don't want to present a good target. You know, obviously, if he moved all the way up so he's in clear sight, he would fire into the platform there, into the structure, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But this guy is doing a little bobbing and weaving. So we're going to, excuse me, we're going to have to take shots when we can. Okay, there goes my chopper, buddy. See if he can draw some. No, now he's retreating. Jeez. Alright, I see another ghost coming up. There's another one in the back.
There he is.
Alright, notice how the chopper drew the ghost. Alright, I believe that's 3. That's 4. Oh, that was Guilty Spark there. Guilty Spark has a bad habit of getting in the way at times. And there's 5 up there. I can see 5, maybe 6. Alright, that's 5 down. There goes the Wraith. Oh, there's 2 more in the back. I'll be darned. So there's a total of 7 unless I miscounted.
Got him in my sight.
Okay. Next up is another sniper tower. And we have to be a little careful. We want to take everything out from distance because there's several FRG grunts up there. Just drop the tower and then just start blasting away. And usually when one of my guys, either in the chopper or the hog, goes up there and parks, that tells me that, Ann stays alive. Okay. That's a grunt throwing grenades up there. Alright, looks like one of my Marines is still kicking. Alright, I thought I heard a grunt, but maybe not. Hey, Knucklehead, come back here and drive this hog. Boy, oh boy, sometimes just when you think there's going to be a lot of help, they don't do squat. Alright, we got 2 Wraiths to start with. Not worried about the Phantom. And that's what I mean, Guilty Spark just gets in the way. At some point that Wraith, okay, he's going to start firing and zeroing in on me. That second bolt, that's coming right at me. So I just need to get out of the way. So now I'm going to have to start bobbing and weaving a little bit as I put fire on him. Maybe move up so it goes right over me. Alright. At least one of my tank buddies is helping out. Notice that there's another Wraith up in that area to the right. There's also a couple of hogs. Now that I don't, choppers I should say, not hogs.
Incoming!
I think that's a bad guy right there. I think we got this. I'm just leveling fire on that Wraith just to make sure that he's down for the count, because sometimes he won't quite be down and just sit there and you drive up to him and suddenly a machine gunner will start firing. So you have to be a little bit careful. Notice that my guys are still firing at it, so it still has a little life left in it. Alright, it looks to me like that second Wraith is about toast. Alright, there's a couple of shade turrets up here. There's the first one that I can get to from here. The second one I'm going to have to move up a little bit to get to. We still got maybe a chopper or 2 flying around. By the way, if you hear battle rifle fire, that is a pretty good indication that one of your Marine buddies hanging around on the tank or one of the other tanks has spotted an enemy, so pay attention to that. Alright, so I'm going to move up here and take out that second turret right there, that shade turret.
I beg your pardon. I am 343 Guilty Spark, monitoring installation 04.
Alright.
Yeah, well, you're all so
I
articulate
think
in this wall.
I thought there might be a third one. Now, notice here I'm turning around, and there's a reason for this. I'm going to go ahead and go in reverse with my guns pointed downrange, and at some point 2 ghosts will appear, and I will fire on them, and then immediately turn my guns around and retreat, like right here. And the reason for that, there's a Phantom coming in, dropping off yet another Wraith. And I think that Ghost is still alive. So I'm going to come back here and regroup. Now, it may not be necessary to do this, but I hate to be this far into the mission and get drilled accidentally by something or somebody. Alright, now see, he's zeroed in on me. I just need to move a little. My other tanks are firing at him as well. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What am I doing? What am I doing? Need to back up. That Wraith is pretty accurate. Yeah, he's taking fire from at least one of my tank buddies, which is a good thing. Alright, he's down. Alright, now there's still some coveys on that walkway up there. So, and I think the tank's firing at maybe some loose coveys up there. Okay. So I'll move up a little bit and then just fire at the walkway. Just to see if I can take out. Now I don't even know if they spawned yet. It's possible that those guys up there haven't even spawned yet. And that tank is firing at nothing. You just never know. It's so far off in the distance I can't see. Alright. Now there were some choppers up there on that area, and I think we knocked them all off. There's a shade turret right there. Not very secure. I don't know if there was a gunner in there. Sometimes when you knock that thing off, especially if it's a grunt, or even if it's a brute, they survive and they kind of hang out down below and then suddenly pop up, throw a grenade at you, or start firing or whatever. So you gotta be a little bit careful with that. That's why I'm not just blasting away up here. I'm very carefully blasting and advancing. I can hardly see them up there. There are some grunts. They're hanging around the downed Wraith. I just saw one jump. There's a brute up there too. And there's another brute around the corner that we got to really be careful about. I think he's either got an FRG or a brute shot, one or the other. But he also throws that disruptor at us. Oh, see, there's another grunt. They're just kind of hanging out back there. Being extremely careful. Again, I don't want to get tagged with a plasma grenade. Oh, brute shot. And of course, I didn't get back far enough. So we're going to take some gas here from that disruptor.
Come to the upper doorway. The others can take the lower route.
God. Thing is right in the way. Yeah, I guess I got it. No, I didn't. Got him that time. Alright.
While this facility looks quite hardened on the surface, there are undoubtedly delicate structures below the facade.
Blah, blah, blah. Now I'm jumping in and out to see what my shields look like. If my shields were completely down, then I'd be all sparkly. But it looks like I still have some shields. Alright, just looking around for a fresh plasma pistol. I don't see any, so let's move ahead. Alright, this is another really good place to take a break. Catch your breath. Get ready for the next encounter, which is a wild one. So that's what I'm going to do. This is going to be just about... maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe. So we'll just kind of hang loose here. I'll be back. Okay, while we wait here, like I said, it's going to be about a minute and a half. But what's going to happen here is I'm going to turn on a light bridge that's going to allow my 3 tanks and some company troops to cross over to the lower opening, or the lower garage area, if you will. Come out the lower side, and then I'm going to drop down from the upper area, and immediately I'm going to see a scarab, which I'm going to let pass. Then there's going to be a wraith that comes in that drops off, I'm sorry, a phantom that drops off a wraith, excuse me, and then comes up towards me and just parks. Now, some of my guys off to the right will start firing with a Gauss when they're not trying to take out ghosts. So at some point I'm going to wait, and at some point I'm going to drop down and go right underneath the phantom, and hopefully it won't fire at me. And as I pass it, it will move away and maybe fire at me, fire at the Gauss Hog. But I've got that regen pod. At some point I'm gonna pop it. Okay, I'm back. And then what we're faced with are a whole bunch of cubbies in, not prowlers, but choppers. We got grunts and ghosts. We've got at least three, maybe 4 wraiths we got to take out. And once we do all that, then we've got the scarab coming back. And in this particular run, I didn't think I was going to make it. I had to really kind of adjust my tactics. But what you have to do, and we'll see this here, I think. See that blue circle there? We have to take that out, which drops the shielding on the power supply for the scarab, and then shoot a couple of rounds into the power supply to take it out, and that will drop the scarab. That's the plan. And in the past I've been able to do that using a certain tactic. In this particular run, that tactic wasn't quite working, and I wasn't quite firing accurately. Okay, so the wraith has been dropped. The phantom's sitting there staring me in the face. You can see the wraith out there. Alright, my guys are starting to fire from the Gauss Hog. I gotta be a little careful because I might take some wraith fire up here. Alright, looks like they don't have to worry about the ghosts in this run. So I'm gonna drop down and go right underneath this guy. And he's going to move off and start firing, hopefully at that Gauss Hog and not me. And hopefully I won't get drilled by a wraith. Alright, I'm going to try to take out a ghost or 2. Now, the 3rd tank should be coming out and moving to the left and getting close to me. Alright, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to drop that regen pod right on the tank, but that's okay. Alright, so now I'm in control of the tank, and we got these choppers to deal with. We got the wraiths to deal with. We have to be careful of the wraith fire. You can take a couple of hits from the wraith. The armor holds up well against the choppers. Alright, so let's see if I can throw a couple rounds on that wraith. And the one from below, out of nowhere, that shot right there got me, and I didn't even see it coming. Boom. It just about took me out. Alright, so we got the choppers down. Alright, and I'm going to go for that wraith that almost got me. Now there's some ghosts flying around down there too, so you gotta be a little careful about that. I can see a ghost over there on the left. Alright, the wraith is down. I think I got a little stuck there. Come on, ghost on the left, come on up. Alright, while we're waiting for that ghost, we'll go ahead and help take out this 3rd or actually I should say this final Wraith. Notice, see all that FRG fire coming? There's the foot patrol down there with grunts and brutes, and at least a couple of them have FRGs, and we got one of them. You see the brute go flying, and I'm trying to help out as much as I can. The Scarab hasn't quite made an appearance yet, so while we're waiting, go ahead and take these ghosts out. There's at least another FRG up there, so I'm going to move in a little bit, just a little, see if I can help. Okay, here comes the Scarab, so I'm going to move back. Now, the idea here is to somehow get positioned so that you're looking at the back of the Scarab, and then fire on its shielding, take it out, and then take out the power cells, or the power supply, if you will. And usually with the tanks, the other two tanks down there where they're at, the Scarab will move around and present itself. And so from this position, I should be able to get a view.
You've got to be kidding me! Scarab!
I don't go spinning around here. I should be able to get a view at some point here soon on that back cover. And I got a shot on the side of it. I'm a little worried here that this guy is not going to turn. Usually when you hit him in the side like that, it gets him to move, but I think what's happened here is he's frozen a little bit. And I hate that rock. See, it looks like those guys are in a... God, these rocks are driving me nuts. These guys are in a standoff. Now, the reason I don't immediately go down below and try to get behind him is that there's FRG grunts down in this structure headed to the left. There are... Alright, the tank's moving a little bit. There's FRG grunts. I think there's 3, maybe even 4 choppers left. So we're kind of in a standoff here. Okay, he's coming back up. Hopefully he'll move a little bit. I'm trying not to turn the tank towards him. Alright. Come on. Okay, here he comes. Alright, I got the side of it. Got the side of it again. This really requires patience. At some point, it's going to become obvious that he's not going to move anymore. He will get in a frozen position with the tank, but he's still moving now. All right, I'm almost there. God, rock, jeez. I didn't say that during the mission. I said something else. All right, we want him to move again. These rocks are driving me nuts because I think I'm clear. Come on, move a little bit more. Gotta be a little careful because there's FRG grunts down below me. Oh, and now he's moving back again. This is taking a while.
There he is!
Alright, he's moving. Get a shot on him. Oh, I missed him altogether. Jeez. Now I can tell you in advance what's going to happen here. I'm going to be able to drop, I think from up here I can drop his armor, because he's going to move one more time maybe. But then he gets into that frozen position and he won't move, and I'm going to have to do something dramatic. Now what I'm doing there is I'm firing on the FRG grunts, and there's 3 of them, and I think I just got one. And at this point in the mission, I was kind of cussing a little bit because I was thinking, you know, I have never been able to successfully take him out by moving down below. I'm really trying to get him to start moving again. You can see the tanks are kind of stopped and firing at him, and he's firing at them. He's ignoring me completely. So I decided to heck with it. It's kamikaze time. Alright, that was a grunt, an FRG grunt. There's another one up there. Okay, so there's 2 FRG grunts left. Got one of them. Oh, the other one popped out. Alright, now we're all hurt. Oh, so the Scarab is finally moving on me. My tank is on fire. Alright, now I gotta deal with the choppers. And hopefully I can use the side of this structure here as much as I can for cover. And there's another one. Nope. See, there's the back. So I must have been able to... There's another chopper, right? I must have been able to, even coming in from the sides, I must have been able to knock the armor off. And it's just a matter of firing into the power supply. Alright, I think they're... Oh, shoot. Oh, now he's starting to move again. Great. See, where he's at there, his position there, if I stayed up top, I would have gotten him. Alright, looks like he's frozen. No. Here he comes. He's moving back. Alright, my buddy's in the hogger here.
Hit it in the knees, Chief.
Yeah, I know how to hit it in the knees. I'm just trying... Oh, turned around again. This is frustration at its finest. Alright, so it looks like he's... Yeah, I don't know.
Climb aboard.
Come on, keep turning. Keep turning. Keep turning.
We must move out of the field.
You don't want to know what I said to Guilty Spark right then during the actual mission. Okay, here he comes. Here he comes. Oh, there he turned back again. Uh-oh. Alright, notice what I did there. I knocked his legs down. Alright. So that's not the normal tactic that I use to take out the Scarab, believe me. Alright, so now we've got to clear the access, the walkway on the spire there. And what I'm doing now is I'm looking to see if any of the foot patrols survive, because they all have FRGs. It doesn't look like it. So we're going to have to go through... Well, yeah, actually, one did.
We'll know soon enough, Shipper.
Either that, actually, that was one of my guys getting fired at by an FRG.
Infantry on the spire.
Yeah, I know.
Pop 'em up.
Alright. I'm coming up here to get Covenant Carbine fully loaded, because I don't know how many rounds I got left in my battle rifle. So I've got fully loaded Covenant Carbine. And we're now going to go through several iterations of clearing the spire. We've got some Jackal Marksmen planted that are pretty well hidden. We've got Brutes, we've got Ghosts. There will be 4 more Brutes once I do this initial clearing here. 4 more Brutes that spawn up there on the next level, or the first level up. And also higher up will be, I think there's a total of 3 Marksmen. There's also a couple shielded jackals off on the side that I'm not too worried about. Now I actually heard a grunt over there to the right, and I was being a little bit careful there. That might have been it. I was being a little bit careful because I was concerned that the grunt... No, I think the grunt just squealed, so I think I got him. He might have been in the wreckage of the Scarab. That's another thing you got to be careful about. That's why I'm blasting away at that thing. Alright, now I'm going to swing around here and blast the next level up from the side. I'm not really sure if the brutes have spawned yet, or me running up the ramp makes them spawn. But this is where we take them out. I'm not sure whether that's Guilty Spark. No, okay, that was a grunt, I think. That blue flash was a sticky grenade, a plasma grenade detonating. So I'm blasting at places where I think the jackals might be. Alright, I'm going to come back around. We're going to sneak up the ramp a little after I... Oh, there's somebody up there. I can see him. See him moving.
Chief, Fox found an entrance up top. Follow him inside.
And I'll get several reminders from the Sarge about that. Alright, so we're coming back around here. Alright, I'm going to bring the tank up a little bit. Alright, you can see one of the marksmen's firing at the Pelican up there. Alright, here's where I get out and sneak up a little bit. I don't see anything, I don't see anything. Looks like the... oh, there's the brutes. So, notice there's a carbine right there. So we're going to circle around again and take out the brutes from the side. And up we go, and blast away. So I will be blasting away quite frequently here, and we should see some brute bodies flying. There's one that I just drilled. I'm not sure, I think there's 4 of them total. I just saw 2 when I took my peek. They tend to hide around and behind those circular structures there. There's one of my... Oh, he's still on the gun, still on the Gosshawk. Oh, there's another one right there. I think I got him that time. And I can see the shielded jackals. Go ahead and take them out. And one of them just kept kicking. And I finally got him. Yeah, I got him. Maybe. Nope, there he is. Got him. Nope, still haven't got him. There we go. I got him that time. Alright, just looking, see if I can see any more. I don't. I think I got them, but I'm not sure. So when I come back to the spire here, I may be a little bit careful. Also, the jackal marksman still may or may not be around. Sometimes they're pretty well hidden, pretty well dug in. Oh, shoot. and I don't see them until I'm getting fired upon. So I'm just going to sit here and fire at the likely spots. That area that I'm firing at now, there's a couple of more brutes hanging back there. Alright, that area up there is where a sniper, or a marksman likes to hang. So I'm just trying to soften everything up. Jump out. Whoa. Now I see, I heard the marksman. I actually drew out the brute and the jackal marksman. Alright, there's another one up there. I don't know what the heck that thing's firing at. Nope. At least one of my Marines, I believe, has gotten out and gone up there. Somebody just went flying. I don't know whether that was one of my guys or one of those marksmen. I just don't know.
More tangos!
Oh man. See, I don't have much. I don't have any health left, I don't think. So I'd rather not try to duke it out with these guys on foot. If I can take them out in the tank, I'll do it that way. It's just a matter of me getting out, easing on up a little bit, drawing one or more of them out, and then jumping back in the tank. Whoops. That's telling me that there's another brute up there at the mid-level. Oh, that was a marksman. I think I got him. Where I'm firing up there now is also where there's a camoed brute. He's got those flame grenades that you have to be real careful about. You can see how sparkly I am. So I'm extremely careful about what's going on here. Oh, and there he is.
Charge! Charge!
I was really concerned about that because he did throw that darn grenade. And I think he's firing from the, well, he's firing from an area that I can't quite get to. As it turns out, I got him in one of those blasts. I can't see, but I did get him. I'm not really sure what that was coming back out. Alright. As you can see here, especially with my health down as far as it is, I'm being extremely careful. If I can get to the top... Okay, yeah, he's dead. If I can get to the top, I know that the next encounter is going to allow me to get my shields back. Oh my goodness!
Well done.
There was a brute shot brute
Nice time.
hanging out back there that I was able to get by. He won't bother me in here. Okay, up here we have a brute captain, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oracle.
Probably about
Bastard stung me.
as many as 8 or 9 sleeping grunts.
Funny way of showing it.
So what we're going to do here is first off we're going to try to melee as many of the grunts as we can. The first melee, that's 1, 2, 3,
Kill them as they sleep.
4.
Chief, tap him out.
Oops, they're waking up. Or maybe there's probably, or that was 5. But anyway, the first melee is going to get my health back. My shield's back. And sometimes this encounter goes real quick. I can melee all the grunts and EMP the brute and we're done. And sometimes, like right now, at 6, 7. Sometimes, like right now, it turns into a real pain in the butt. Alright, like I said, this is a pain in the butt, dealing with this brute. Sometimes I can drill him right away. This run I couldn't. He was being very crafty. And again, I'm not too concerned about taking a little damage, because I'll have another opportunity to get my shields back. He's dodging my EMPs really nicely there. And unfortunately, I missed him again. The Arbiter gets in the way. I might have a clean shot, except that the Arbiter is right in front of me. Alright, get some more juice here. Throw another grenade, get him out. Oh, I didn't want to see that. Anytime a bubble drops, it potentially is going to take another 30 seconds or so to do what you have to do. Finally. And he's gone. Alright. Thought I saw another plasma pistol. I guess not. Actually, there is one over there on the right, but I didn't see it in the room. But there's plenty in here. The one I have must be 100% because I flashed it, what, 4 or 5 times, and at least 5, and it still has more juice than the ones lying on the ground. I thought that's pretty interesting. The ones lying on the ground are usually at 30 to 35%. Okay, we got another room to clear. We got a brute captain and a bunch of grunts. And I'm going to go in here. And apparently I'm not going to be able to melee any of the grunts outside of the one I just meleeed. Usually I can go in there and melee a couple, 3 of the sleeping grunts.
Oh, hello.
I'm lighting the shooting stuff.
Nuts. Missed him. Alright, so there's... Oh, that was terrible. So we're about an hour and 20 odd minutes into this mission. So I've got to be extremely careful because I'm getting tired. And that's one of the problems with a long mission like this, is that you can make a mistake and get drilled just because you're tired. Alright, got that guy. Notice how much help I'm getting from the Marine and the Arbiter. Alright, got another one.
Dude, can you show me how to do that?
Yeah, while you're hiding. Not being cynical or anything. Alright, let's see where that brute is. Where are you, Mr. Brute? There you are. Got him. Oh, I wish I'd taken that headshot there. Because he's going to come out that lower door and come at us. Alright, that is a grunt getting ready to suicide, by the way. So we're just going to sit here and wait for him to come out that lower door. I'm kind of watching the upper door. I'm kind of positioning myself so I can retreat. Oh, there he is.
My beacon.
Caution, grenade.
Alright, nice of you guys to join me.
Your goal is just below.
Alright, see this right here? This is the portable turret. And what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to save that. No, I'm going to shuttle it in. Or shuffle it in. To this room here. Because I'm going to use that turret at a later time to great effect, if you will. Alright, now here I'm stockpiling plasma pistols.
Keep pressing.
Not only for the next area, but for the area that actually everything that follows. So there's a whole bunch of them here this time. So that's all we're doing is looking around for plasma pistols, grabbing them. Yeah, trying to make up my mind there. In this area, as a last resort, I'd be using the bubble shield. I'll be coming back for that turret. And why am I? Can't pick that one up. Okay, I think what I'm doing here is I noticed that I had one Marine with the Arbiter, and generally there's two. So I'm going to go back out here and see if there was a Marine out here that did make it, if you will. Because if there is, he's got a battle rifle, and I want that battle rifle, if at all possible. That will make life a little bit easier a little bit later on. And unfortunately, it looks to me like that's not going to happen. So, I might as well get something out of this and bring another plasma pistol back with me. I think I did that there. Alright, one quick look here to see if there's any more. Nope, just grenades. I think, yeah. Now what I'm doing here is I'm shuttling this guy right there, just in case that door behind me closes. Always have a concern about that. Alright, first off, door opens, EMP this guy right here, see if you can take him out. If you can't, that's okay. Just retreat. The Marine and the Arbiter will now engage. And this is mostly their fight. I'm going to try to help now and then by slipping the door open and trying to EMP one of the brutes. But there's at least two of them that have got brute shots that will turn on me in a hurry. So this is why I'm letting this fight be mostly the Arbiters and the Marines. The Marine will help a little bit before he goes. Oh, that sucker. Oh, another bubble. No. think he's trying to fire out of the bubble. Alright, so we'll wait till the bubble goes away and do a little rinse and repeat action there. Go down, see if we can spot a brute before he spots us, or me, and drill him with an EMP, and then retreat. He might chase me, but I want to engage him at distance. Boy, he's just sidestepping. It's awful quiet in there. Alright, there's that brute on the right. I think I got him. Not sure. Being real careful here. Like I said, one brute shot hit and I'm gone. I'm goner. Alright, brute shot guys are on the left. It looks like there's one with his armor down. Looks like the Arbiter's gone into melee mode with his sword, which is a good thing. I think the Marine is toast. Whoa. That's why I'm always getting nervous around that when there's a brute shot brute around. Alright, looks like I'm situated pretty well with plasma rifles. I mean plasma pistols, so let's go down and try again. I wish that door would stay open. Alright, looks like the brute is hiding. Alright, he's come back out. I always get nervous. Always get nervous. Okay. I don't know if there's two of them left or not. Alright, I know that I got one of them. I got one because I can hear him. Oh, actually, okay, the one I got before and that last brute shot guy. I think that's it. Oh, no, they're still battling away out there. Now he's done. Okay, I think we're done. A quick peek and make sure. Alright, the Arbiter's waiting for me. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pack up. Well, first of all, I'm going to grab that portable, well, I'm going to pack up the, yeah. I'm going to bring my, at least 4 plasma pistols down. And park them outside this door. You don't have to worry about dodging anybody because I have to grab the cartographer, if you will, or open things up. Yeah, okay, grab the cartographer before we start the next firefight. So we're almost done here. We've got 3 areas left to clear. So this is just rinse and repeat. I'm going to be doing this at least, well, 2 more times, I believe. Yeah, 2 more times. Alright, that's 3. So I will put one more out there, make it 4. Let's get that portable turret while we're thinking about it, so I don't forget it. Believe me, I was thinking about that. Okay, so we got 4 out here. And now I'm going to go find that battle rifle from that downed Marine. Yeah, there it is. And one quick scan here. I know that there's not another Marine, but I'm just going to double check, make sure. Nope. Alright. Now here is a good spot to take a break. Notice I grabbed the plasma pistol and dropped off my carbine. Before you start this up, you could take a break here. And it looks like I did. So we're about 1.5 minutes of silence. Okay, so while we're waiting, I can set up the next fight for us. We're going to have 4 grunts. We're going to have 5 brutes, 4 of which will come through the door, should come through the door. And then we're going to have, the 5th will be a brute, actually there's going to be 3 brute captains. Then there's going to be a brute chieftain guarding the back door that we have to get through. And the only way you can really take him out, I believe, from what I've seen so far in Halo 3, is the melee. And this is where the portable turret comes in handy. I did have to do a little bit of a dance with him, but I was able to melee this guy. This is a real choke point for me, particularly in this mission. So to start, we're going to use for... Okay, good. Oh, no, I take that back. That's just 343 yakking at me. Not quite ready to go here. Anyway, to start, we're going to use the knock on the door technique to get things going, which I find actually pretty interesting. Okay, I'm back. Nice little break there. Alright, that would be a nice cutscene, but man, I've been at it for quite a while. I want to get this over with. We still got 20 minutes to go or so.
I will help your sergeant clear the sky.
Okay. Make sure that I have I have plasma grenades set up.
The reclaimer has come.
And I have my battle rifle ready. Alright, what I had done there is I banged against that closed door. And we should see grunts walking through here. And they should be easy targets if I don't get too jittery. Like right there. Okay, that's 2 of them down. Sometimes they'll come through with one of the brutes. That's another way of knocking on the door, by the way. Just a little quick pop with a plasma pistol. There's 3. Yep, and there's a brute. And notice what I'm doing here. I'm backing way away from the door in case he comes out the door. I got a little room between me and him. They will do that on occasion. I have been tagged before. So, alright, so I got one more grunt here, I think. 343 Guilty Spark is definitely in the way. He's just a pain in the butt. Alright, knock on the door. If it's a brute captain, I think that's a captain, a plasma grenade sticking to him will take him out. Again, I'm making sure that that second one especially didn't follow me. I might have gotten 2 of them there. Still got a grunt. God, Spark, God darn it. It just freaks me out because he will open the door. Alright, I'm not sure at this point whether I got that 4th grunt or not. Maybe I did. Maybe one of the explosions down there took care of him. Alright. It's time to take a look. Alright. Get the regen pod. Stick my head out the door. Alright. The chieftain is nowhere to be found. I think I saw one brute there. One brute miner. And then the brute chieftain to his right. So I got the miner. I wasn't going to hang around because that captain, I should say. Captain has a brute shot. So I don't want to stand there and try to take out the miner, the brute miner, and get tagged by the brute shot. He should come through the door here soon. Yep, here he comes. Oh! Sayonara, sucker. Alright, I think that's it. So now we got to deal with that captain who's a brute shot. Who's got a brute shot. That's the chieftain talking. Alright, he should pop out now. There he is. No, don't do that. I hate it when you do that. Alright, you see what he's doing there. He's zigzagging, and I can't get a clear shot on his head. And I'm not going to stick around and wait. I think it's been a... No, that's 343 Spark. Doggone it. What's going to happen here is I think he retreats. So I have to go get him. Yeah, there he is. Pop my regen. Because my shields are going down a little bit. And take him out. Run back through the regen. Alright. This is... Okay, notice that I've got the portable turret. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring these guys in case this door closes behind me. Where'd that go? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, the thing just disappeared. I hate that when it just falls through the map. Alright. So he is looking at us. He's got that turret of his. Alright. So what I'd like to see is him moving a little bit. Like right there. I'm going to pop the turret. And then haul ass down this area. Like so. Get around behind it. And notice he's paying attention only to that thing. Oh, he turned on me right the last second. I thought I had bought it here. But I got lucky. Just keep dancing with him. And eventually you might be able, if you stay close enough and dance, you might be able to take him out. So breathing a big sigh of relief on that one. No guarantees on that. But the idea is you come up and he's so focused on the turret that you can sneak up on him like that and EMP him, get behind him, and melee him. That's the plan. It didn't quite work that way, but it was good enough for me to survive. So here I am with full health. Now you can see what I'm doing here. This is a rinse and repeat. I'm dragging all the plasma pistols up to through this doorway right here. Now the next room proved to be extremely interesting. There are four camoed brutes that have those flame grenades, and what I found trying to take them from the doorway, it's like there's an invisible shield on the doorway at times. If you try to shoot at an angle through the doorway, it's like an invisible part of it that blocks the plasma fire, which was driving me nuts. So, not so much in this run, but in past runs that was an issue. This run had its own little twist. This is another one of those surprises I'd never seen before. But we'll be getting to it in a few minutes. And it will take a few minutes to figure out. Alright, I got a pretty good stockpile of plasma pistols there, and there's three more lying around inside. I know that there's at least 2 shielded jackals that were taken out that have plasma pistols. That's one of them. That's brute. That's the brute. There's another one. Never have too many plasma pistols. You never have too many of these. You just never know what's going to happen in the next area, whether or not they're needed. I didn't need them in this run, but I didn't want to be put in a position where I needed one and didn't have one. That's an awful lot of plasma pistols. That's more than I normally get out of that last area. Okay, so here we go. That's the chieftain down there hooting and hollering. There's the first. That's amazing how he just dodged that. Because usually he just stands there, takes it, and I pop him one. I have a real problem with 343 in this area because he'll go by a door and it'll open and I think it's one of the brutes. And I get all freaky about it. Alright. I'm being very careful here. I don't want to get tagged with one of those flame grenades. And these guys are not being very visible to me today. So this is an area where, okay, he just came out. Oh, jeez. So everything, I was trying to stick the guy. Everything gets in the way. And I had the wrong gun out. There we go, got one. That's one down. And there's 343 again. Dadgummit. Got 2. Oh, I missed him. So, got to retreat. Need a fresh plasma pistol anyway. I think I missed him anyway. Alright, there's one over here because the door is open. Spark's not around, so let's come out and take a look-see. Dadgummit! I get really nervous in this area, and that's probably why I'm missing the EMP blast. What? Jeez, I missed him again. Okay, there he is. There's another one down. So I've got at least 2 down and a third maybe, or at least his armor's gone. Alright, I almost forgot. I'm almost out of bullets here. So I'm grabbing my carbine. It's probably about half full ammo-wise. Alright, so I got a fresh plasma pistol. I got a carbine. I might have gotten that third guy. Alright, right now I'm looking for the fourth. He usually hangs out in the stairwell, if you will. Just in case. Okay, that's a invis. That's active camo. Alright, I did get him. That third guy's lying at my feet. So now we're looking for the fourth. And there's also 2 shielded jackals that are highly aggressive, if you will. So this is something new for me. I spent quite a while here looking for the fourth brute. I really kind of knew that I wasn't so lucky that there was only 3 in this run. So this is what we're doing. We're running around here looking for the fourth brute. And I don't see him. At this point, I'm thinking to myself, you know, that sucker's going to jump out from somewhere and tag me. And I'm going to get really mad. Yeah, he's usually hanging around in the stairwell. And I'm thinking, where in the world is that guy? Even there's 343 Spark again. Even when he's camoed, you can still see a little shimmer when you're looking at him. And they aren't all that aggressive. And now I'm starting to think, where in the world are the 2 shielded jackals? So this particular run, sad to say, probably took about at least 10 minutes more than what it really needed to because of this particular situation. So join me in silence as I go around looking for this sucker. Alright, that was an attempt to get somebody to move. I've got plenty of flame grenades lying around. Still nothing. I think maybe at this point I noticed... Nope, the door's closed. And I don't see the shielded jackals that are usually hanging out in the back there. Oh, wait, that door is open. So I'm wondering about that. Why is the door open? Alright, now I am taking a big gulp of air and trying to figure out where the heck everybody is. So I decided to take a peek out here. Still nothing, still nothing. This is really freaky. Maybe he's down on this side. Still nothing.
Hang tight, Chief. We're on our way.
That's kind of telling me to get down there below. Still don't see anything. Maybe I was just a little bit too careful here, but again, understanding that I've been at it for an hour 55 minutes or so. I certainly don't want to blow it here. Now what I'm doing now is I've decided that something weird's going on, but at least I need to do something productive here. So I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling. Actually, in this case, it's shuttling the plasma pistols down to the next area. Whoa! Now that surprised me. Those guys, I've never seen those guys there before. Whoops, got to drop the plasma pistol before I can throw a grenade, knucklehead. Like I said, these guys are really aggressive. So I'm going to use flame grenades to take them out. Still looking around for that brute. Alright, got one of them down. And there goes the other one. Alright, so now I've still got the missing brute. Aha! Now he came out of nowhere. I have no idea where he came from. Okay, as it turns out, I think what happened there was that he was down below in the final area, and he came back up the steps when I took out the two shielded jackals. Because as we will see here momentarily, again, I'm looking around to see if he was kind of stuck on one of these pillars or something. And nope. As it turns out, he's down below right now. And I'm ultimately going to find that out when I get down below. Yeah, I'm looking around because he did throw that grenade at me, which means he could possibly be back up in the area, but I still don't see him. I'm still kind of rumbling around here, being way too careful. Adding more time to the run. Seeing if he's over in that area. I didn't hear a yelp, and I didn't hear any. You can actually hear his footsteps, but I didn't hear his footsteps. So I'm going to go back and looking around. I'm going to go back and I guess get more plasma pistols. This is just really weird. I've actually gotten through this part of the run before, either with or without a save, a number of times, and I've never encountered this particular scenario. So we're going to go ahead and shuttle down some more plasma pistols. I know that there's two in the stairwell already from the two jackals. That is final area music, by the way. Alright, again, I'm just making sure that the guy's not going to sneak up on me. Not sure how many of these guys I shuttled down. Probably about 4 total, maybe? We'll see. This is a rinse and repeat operation with a little more careful looking around, if you will. Alright, that's 3 plus the 2. Probably going to get one more. Yep, nobody there. Not sure whether this is the last one or the next to last one. We'll find out. See, normally what I'd be doing here is jumping through that area right there, and this whole process would be a lot quicker, but because of that brute, I'm being very careful here. Nope, nothing there. Alright. That was the last one. And there he is. Knucklehead. What you doing down there? Okay, he's taken care of. Now, we got a couple of brute shot brutes, we've got a chieftain, and we got several brute miners. And, oh good, they're still hanging around. I was afraid that they were going to hear that, that one brute that I took out. Alright, I got one down. Seeing if I have more juice in another plasma pistol. Sometimes another one will fly over. There's the chieftain. What I want to do is park myself kind of right about here. I don't want to get drilled by the brute shot. Alright, notice what I did there. I let him run right by me and then spun around and nailed him from behind. So now it's just a matter of taking out the rest of these guys and being very careful about the brute shot brute. Alright, there's another one. Oh, darn it. That was a terrible shot. Uh-oh, he's getting awful nasty. I don't think he'll come into this room, which is a good thing. So if you can't get him with a headshot right away, especially if you're in an enclosed place like this stairwell, retreat. And then come back out and take care of him. Got another one. Alright, he's down, and it looks like there's one coming up. It's going to land right down there. Dadgummit, I was out of juice. Had to come back here and get another plasma pistol. And he's still there. Alright, another one down. So, alright, that's the brute shot guy right there. Oh, here comes another one. Damn it, wrong weapon. And this is what you get. Okay, that's a brute shot guy. This is what you get when you're tired. Thank goodness he was trying to throw a grenade. Okay. He's taken care of. I think I've just got one left. One or two. Again, getting a fresh plasma pistol if I can. Not sure where he's at. Man, I'm thinking there's at least one more here. There he is. And that should be it. That should be the final. Now I still have got... That's invincibility, by the way. I still have 2 jackals to take care of that are all across the way. And I'm not sure why they, they're not that difficult to take out, and they don't fire, which is fine with me. And that's it. Just in case one of those brutes was hiding.
ETA
I pop
damn
my
quick.
invincibility,
Stand by
but
for pickup.
that from the sergeant right there, and a little bit of teabag. Say the heck with you, the Ark. We're done. We're finished. That Sergeant Carter is saying ETA damn quick. That tells me that I got everybody and the mission is effectively over. So I do hope this helps you in your quest for the Ark on Mythic SLASO difficulty as we scroll through the Carnage Report, 0 deaths. This solo legendary all skulls on, no deaths, no saves, no quits. Everything done in a single segment. I hope this helps you in your quest. This is Alden Akey signing off. Take care, everybody.